But as I was saying, as much as we love our kids, it is also important for a little me time. So this morning, we have some makeup tips for when your eyes need a little extra brightening. I don't know if you've noticed that I look a little different, maybe more glamorous today. That's because makeup artist Kelby Blosser is here with me now. You did my makeup this morning.
I did.
Because the last time you were here, we were talking about an issue that I have when it comes to doing my makeup, because I do my own every day, and it's having a hooded eye. Can you explain what a hooded eye is?
Yeah, so essentially people with hooded eyes basically are showing less of a lid, and the skin above the lid is either kind of more prominent, not hanging, but there's a bone there. Sometimes that can make it more hooded.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically you have less sort of lid and crease to work with.
And that makes it trickier when doing eye makeup, right?
It does, because a lot of the things that you see out there, tutorials and whatnot, are talking about put it in the crease and do this, and it is geared toward a specific eye that is not basically a hooded eye.
A hooded eye, okay.
Right.
And a lot of people, majority of people I see in the world have a bit of a hooded eye.
Right.
Not just this big blank canvas that you see people, you know, on the Instawebs kind of making these beautiful things. Yes, and I'm always like, ugh. So, like I mentioned, you did my eyes this morning.
Yes.
And we took some video of it. Kind of guide us through what you were doing here.
Yeah, so I like to start off with a primer for many reasons, but a lot of it is just to give us a baseline that makes the shadow itself appear more prominent and dark and the way that it should in the palette, as opposed to different on your eye because it's a different base. Anyway, so I start with a primer, and then I pick kind of a median color.
And that's what you're putting on here right now.
Yeah, that's right there. So, and for you and people with hooded eyes, what I'd suggest is that you actually look at yourself in the mirror, not close your eyes and not just go for the crease, but find the spot that you want to be able to see and kind of mark it. And then start applying and putting the color in and kind of just get it where you need it. And then what I like to have is a big fluffy brush on hand that helps blend it. So I have a clean, fluffy brush that is not really used for anything except blending, and so I get the color in, blend it, and see if I like where it is, and then add more or move on to the next step. So I put it sort of in what the quote-unquote crease is, but really it's above the crease, and that's the median color. And then whatever you choose for the median color, pick something darker, either a shade or two darker, and go in the outside corner, kind of making a V or a triangle, if you will, and darken that up, and then kind of bring that outside dark color into the crease, so it actually gives you a little bit more depth, so it looks like you have a bigger lid.
And then you also, you finish it off by putting just that, like a very light color on the inner corner of the lid. Yep. And then we just, basically, we're coming near the end of it now. Yep. You finish it off with just an angled brush or a flat brush. Yep. And I asked her, I said, do I need liner? And she was like, sometimes it makes your eye look smaller. What did you just use instead?
Right. Well, I used a powder, and what I did was really just kind of packed it into your lash line. Sometimes, unless you have a really sharp a liner or a light hand, you end up putting too much on the inside corner, which then creates a darkness and makes that lid smaller. The point is to keep the lid as light as possible and bright.
I am going to say thank you to our editor Gloria for filming that, and then I'm going to need to watch that over and over and over and over again in slow motion. Let's talk about some of the palettes that you have here that you used on me. You said you used warmer tones on me.
Yes. So what I like, these particular palettes, they're from Tarte, and they have an actual cool palette and a warm palette. So if you know what your color is, go for that, because then you sort of can't be steered in the wrong direction. Not to say that you couldn't wear both, but if you're at a starting point and don't know what to do, that's a good way to get started and get familiar with colors that look good on you. And
you will always look, in my experience, sometimes I go out of my zone because warmer tones are my zone, but sometimes I want more of a cool look.
Sure.
It doesn't, it takes more effort, and it takes a little more skill to be able to do a color that's so if you pick the color that they tell you at the makeup store is the best for you, it'll be easier. Let's talk about matte versus shimmer, because I think as ladies who maybe are getting a little older know that shimmer is kind of off limits now.
It is, well, and shimmer has a specific place. So for you in this environment, too much shimmer actually does not go well on camera or in film. So for brides or weddings or photographs, with your family, try to stick with a matte, because the shimmer just doesn't show well on camera,
it
film, or
the
otherwise.
Light.
Exactly. So I personally prefer matte overall. You can do a little shimmer maybe on the inside corner just for a little pop, but I wouldn't pick all shimmer palette and go, you know, with it everywhere. A little less is more.
One thing you did that, and again, my mom was a makeup artist in film and television for like 30 years, and so I wish I could do like you did every day, but also you taught me something new today that I didn't know. When we got done, you used an overall setting powder over my whole eyeshadow. I didn't even think to do that. What does that do?
Well, it kind of, it will help decrease the amount of oils that are on your lids, which tend to help the creasing and basically, you know, the makeup wipes off easier when it is more oily. And then it kind of just sets everything in place. So takes away that oil and really kind of keeps the look for much longer if you use the powder. And what I like too is to do a powder and then also sometimes a spritz of spray just to give it that moisture back but not take over everything.
Well, I'm hoping I may not wash my face because I want to hopefully keep this look going for tomorrow at least. No, I will. Don't worry. Hey, remind us where people can find you.
On Instagram, Kelby Blosser hair and makeup is my handle. Pretty simple. Otherwise, you know, well, actually, that's probably the best place.
Okay, find you on this. Okay,
Instagram.
I gotta say, I haven't felt this pretty in a long time, so I really, really appreciate it.
Well, you
Thank
make my job easy, so
Well,
it's really
stop
okay.
when you're finished, but not a moment before.
Keep it going.
Well, if you're